Does that...
Biden hasn't taken any money from other places?
Not that I've seen, and
Oh,
perhaps...
for Pete's sake.
Well, no, perhaps he did. I don't know.
Unemployment is down. My 401k is doing great. Your 401k is doing great. The markets are awesome.
No. I can't even see. That's why I can't talk to a liberal.
Well, if we can't talk to each other, what are we going to do?
Well, we're not going to do anything because I'm leaving.
Donald Trump, when he was in office, took $7.8 million in foreign money when he was president and before. Does that give you pause or bother you at all?
No, because at this point he's a businessman. So he legitimately has businesses that he's running, and he could have been doing that from business to business. That's no different than what I do for my career. If a foreign person comes in and wants to buy a property, and they buy a property with foreign money.
You're not subject to the emoluments clause of the Constitution.
Right, but I'm saying is that he still runs a business. He's still a business owner.
But if $5.5 million of that was from China, and he's the president of the United States, should he not have divested?
You know, with what has happened with the Biden family, I would think that all eyes are going to be on anything and everything that happens now.
It was reported that Donald Trump took $7.8 million from foreign governments when he was president and before. Does that bother you at all?
As far as I hear what he's done, normally he has a reason, but I don't know about that, I guess.
Well, you know, honestly, I don't believe that. I don't believe those numbers because when Trump was in office, you know, he wasn't accepting his paycheck per se that he would receive. You know, that was going back into the country. So I don't believe he would be taking that much money from other countries if he's willing to give up the money that he would be receiving.
They're digging for things. I mean, why isn't Biden indicted?
Well, his son was.
Well, yeah, but he should be too. So
For what?
For his dealings with China and other places. I mean,
Yesterday it was reported in the Wall Street Journal that Donald Trump took $5.5 million from China when he, when he was in presidency and the Wall Street Journal
places, half of the places that report that stuff are just making crap up.
Well, it's hard to, I mean, when you have sources and you have evidence, it's hard to say that because it's like FOIA stuff and they get the information. It was $7.8 million total from foreign governments while he was president, before he was president. None of it necessarily nefarious. I mean, it wasn't like it was under the table or anything, but it would have been a violation of the emoluments clause of the Constitution. Does that...
Biden hasn't taken any money from other places?
Not that I've seen, and
Oh,
perhaps...
for Pete's sake.
Well, no, perhaps he did. I don't know. A lot of people are saying this is the most important election of their life. Do you agree with that, or do you think that's too overblown?
Yes, I agree, and I think this country better get turned around before going to World War III.
In what ways? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we should be protecting our own border instead of everybody else's. It's nice to help some people, but you got to help yourself first.
So how do you feel about foreign aid to Ukraine and Israel?
Well, then again, we got a lot of homeless veterans. And I think charity starts at home.
Tell me about if Donald Trump does not win, what do you do?
I hope that I'm going to die.
You want to die if Donald Trump doesn't win?
I don't want to live like this anymore. You like our country the way it is now?
I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think, but you've got a pretty good life. You got nice clothes on, you got hat on, sunglasses, you got your health. I mean, the country's done pretty well by you, right?
No, the country hasn't done anything by me. I've done everything for myself. My husband and I took care of ourselves as we grew older. Now, when we got ready to retire, we had planned what we were going to do. Now, what is the country doing for me now? Do I get any interest on anything that I put away and saved?
Well, your money is safe, right?
I wouldn't say that.
You got access to health care?
I have access to health care because my husband served 20 years in the military.
So the military did something for your family. The military is trustworthy, right? I mean, the military health care system's great.
No, I wouldn't say it's great. We were promised free health care for our whole life, but that did not happen.
What is it that is so bad about where America is or where you are right now with America? That you would want to die if Donald Trump doesn't win?
I just don't want to live in a country that is as screwed up as this one, that people are so out of control and that they think that everything that they're entitled to everything. What do you think about the stealing that's going on right now?
What do you mean stealing?
People walk into stores and just can walk out with stuff.
Well, crime is a problem, but there's also a lot of places where people have to...
Crime is increasing every day.
Actually, the data shows it's not.
Well, I don't care what the data shows. You and I can't talk to each other because you have a totally different idea of what's going on than what I have.
So what do you trust?
I trust Donald Trump. I trust Donald Trump, and what really upsets me the most is everybody remembers that one little blip that Billy Bush put out there when he first started to run.
About grabbing the...
Yeah, that's the...
I mean, that was pretty memorable.
Well, why is that memorable? Why isn't it memorable the things that he did do?
Well, he's been indicted in 4 different cases and 91 criminal charges.
That stuff is true. You know it's not.
I don't know whether it's true or not. I just know that. No, I just know that No, I'm just a journalist who sees that he's been in. I mean, so how do you explain all these charges? How do you explain all? What's going on?
They're all made up.
They're all made up.
Yep. They're all made up.
So the election interference in Georgia, Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesebro, who worked for Donald Trump as lawyers, they just pled guilty and admitted.
I don't believe that either.
You don't believe they pled guilty?
Nope.
So when they said that they were...
I never turn on the news. I never turn on the TV. I never listen to any of that.
So where do you get your information if you don't watch the news?
I get my information from Telegram.
From Telegram. Are there any liberal or progressive voices on Telegram?
I don't have any idea.
There are not. Is it important to hear from people who have a different point of view than you?
I'd like to sit down with a liberal someday and have them tell me what it is that they think is so great about what's going on right now. But they won't talk to you about it.
Well, what particular issue would you like to talk about?
I don't know. What do you think is so great about what's going on right now?
I think what's so great is that people who are in the United States now have more opportunities than anywhere else around the world.
When's the last time you paid for a loaf of bread?
I just went to the store the other day, and I was glad to see that inflation is down.
Oh, no. We can't talk anymore.
Unemployment is down. My 401k is doing great. Your 401k is doing great. The markets are awesome.
No. I can't even see. That's why I can't talk to a liberal.
Well, if we can't talk to each other, what are we going to do?
Well, we're not going to do anything because I'm leaving.
She wants to die. She wants to die.